Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you. Um, I just wanted to acknowledge there's a couple people on Zoom. I didn't welcome new people or people we haven't seen in a while. So I wanted to welcome Yana Ning, who Ellen and I were like, oh my gosh, there's Yana. So welcome, Yana. And I wanted to welcome Bob Cheatham, who comes to my conscious embodiment class. Welcome, Bob. And everybody else on Zoom. Mwah, I love you all. All right. I wanted to start with a little prayer, a spirit of life prayer. Whoops. So if you would like to just go within for a moment. Spirit of life, you are present here. Awaken me now. I don't want to miss this moment. This moment is full of power. Open my mind so I may know it. This moment is full of love. Open my heart so I may feel it. This moment is full of beauty. Open my eyes and ears so I may let it all in. This moment is full of meaning. May I fully meet this moment. Ashe, and so it is. And that song really goes along with the song that Terry sang earlier. So, things coming together. Okay. Here comes, I found a bunch of great quotes on kindness, and this one's kind of like why I chose the wisdom of kindness. It's by Jean-Jacques Rousseau. He says, "What wisdom can you find that is greater than kindness?" What wisdom can you find that is greater than kindness? So, to me, kindness has a number of different elements to it. There's the kindness of generosity, of giving. There's compassion and understanding, which we're really developing as we do our namaste each time and as we do our joys and concerns. We're with each other. We're there. We're present. There is the wisdom and the kindness of gratitude and appreciation. Marilyn was one of the great champions of that. And then there is graciousness. And then there's forgiveness, which Nancy and David both touched on during the joys and concerns. And so that's the ability to forgive oneself, and it's the ability to forgive others. It's also the capacity to seek forgiveness. And that is one of the things I'm going to talk about in a little bit later, is how do we make repair when we have hurt somebody? So that's a powerful thing. The other thing I'm going to come back to is how do we encourage other people when we give our feedback? How do we give feedback that is really supportive? So they talk about wisdom in the minds of children. So I wanted to show you. This is the anti-bias ABCs written by a class of fourth graders right down my street at the school that used to be called Haight Elementary School, Haight, but excuse me, anyway. It's now, they changed the name because it turned out the man it was named after was racist. So they changed it. They had a whole process for a year to change it. They changed it to Love Elementary School. And every time I go by it, I just think, I am so happy that it says love elementary school. It's actually an invitation to love elementary school. Anyway, this class of fourth graders under, I forget the teacher's name, Mrs. Brazil, her fourth grade class wrote a book, The ABCs of Anti-Bias, and they wrote it and illustrated it, and I'm going to give you a little sample of how it fits in with kindness. So the letter E is for empathy. And we've got a picture here of two people bridging this chasm. And what it says is empathy means when you see someone else's point of view. If we were all more empathetic, the world would be less rude to each other and a better place to live. That's empathy. Big part of kindness. And then we've got H. H is for hope. And here's our beautiful picture of the letters of hope in this beautiful font that they made. And it says, we must all work together in order to make this world a better place. So we must have hope. We must all have hope in order to achieve what we want to achieve, like stopping racism, making this world a better place, and having lots of human kindness. We've got O. O is for open-mindedness. And here we've got a really kind of an abstract, this is this head opening up to be open-minded. Really kind of cool drawing. To be open-minded means you're okay with being wrong. Ah, that is so freeing to me. I'm wrong a lot, and it's okay. Ah, hallelujah. You can change your thoughts because it's better when we all work together. Amen. Change your thoughts, change your life. Then we've got V. V is for voice. And it's got everyone needs a voice. And here's our birds out there singing with their voice. Our voice is very important. Even one word can make a difference and make people feel good. Your voice has the power to make a change. Love that. I mean, it's just so like with what we believe here. And the last one I'm going to read for you today is why. Why is for you. You matter in this world and you have value. You are important because you can make a change. Never give up and always keep trying. And here we are, and it looks kind of like our diversity, the picture up there that we have of diversity, or it's kind of the joy, the diversity, and the trust all together. These people are so that's the wisdom of children encouraging us. Now we also have some adults that have a few things to say about it. I love this one. I don't know who Bob Carey is, but he says, unexpected kindness is the most powerful, least costly, and most underrated agent of human change. Unexpected kindness is the most powerful, least costly, and most underrated agent of human change. Then we've got Barbara DeAngelis. She says, love and kindness are never wasted. They always make a difference. They bless the one who receives them, and they bless the giver. And then here's Jackie Chan, who says, sometimes it takes only one act of kindness and caring to change a person's life. That's pretty powerful. And I'll do one more here. Scott Adams, I don't know who he was, but I love him. Remember, there's no such thing as a small act of kindness. every act creates a ripple with no logical end. Love that, the ripple of kindness. Ooh, I should have called my talk that. All right. So I'm going to start with, how do we take responsibility for our words and actions? Thich Nhat Hanh, you know, he's one of my favorite spiritual teachers. And he says that our actions are the ground upon which we stand. Our actions are our only true belongings, and that we cannot escape the consequences of our actions. So, you know, that ripple we talked about? Well, the ripple can go if you say a word that isn't kind as well. So, words are powerful, and we need to take responsibility. You put that ripple out, you got to take responsibility for it. So, and we all know that it isn't just our words, it's our tone and our face and body language that's communicating. So I'm going to talk a lot about communication here as the vehicle for kindness. So if I say, "Wow, Terry, great job," you can tell I'm congruent. My face, my body language, my voice. But if I said, "Great job," what's he supposed to think about that? Or what if I said, "Great job, Terry"? What's he going to think with that? So you can use the same words, but if your tone and your body, if your heart's not with those words, you made that other ripple that you didn't want to make. We're all going to do it. There's going to be a time where you're tired, or you're stressed, or your blood sugar's low. Somebody said something mean to you. There's going to be those times. It's going to happen to all of us that we're gonna make that other ripple. So what do you do? And this just came to me. I'm just going to read what I myself, it just sort of like poured out of me. This is about seeking forgiveness and taking responsibility, or making repair. In the 12 steps, it's what step number? The 9th step, making amends. What a beautiful step. Oh my gosh. So in trauma world, we call it making repair. So if you catch yourself being sarcastic and not present, or insincere, or snarky, you can make a shift right then. Maybe you're tired, you're hungry, or stressed. You can acknowledge that in the moment, and you can apologize. And how it's so freeing to take responsibility. So sometimes you can catch yourself. Jim and I will sometimes catch ourselves. Sometimes when we're in the kitchen, one of us, like let's say Jim is here making something, but I wanted to be there, and I just like push him, and we have this little joke of, "Get out of my way." And so that makes us laugh, and we know the other person's realizing, whoops, I'm being mean here. So one way you can do it is you can use it as a chance to sort of make fun of yourself. That's what we're doing. But you can also just realize and go, "Oh my gosh, I'm really tired. I said that mean thing, and I'm so sorry. I really, whew." Another thing that Jim and I like to do, if we can be conscious enough to be aware of it, is if we're in a bad mood, we acknowledge it. And that was something that Randall did do. And I was doing his points, and he said, I'm just in a dark place. And it's so helpful, because then I can have spaciousness for that. I can know, okay, it doesn't have to land on me. It can land in the space. It doesn't have, if he says something mean, which he didn't, but if he had, I would have then been sort of prepared and ready to be compassionate. So it's really helpful if you know you're in a bad mood or tired or whatever, to let people around you know, hey, if I say anything mean, I'm so sorry, because I'm today. All right. So that's one thing. That's if you catch yourself in the moment. But what if you didn't catch yourself? What if you're stressed, or you were hurt by somebody else previously, or even by that person? What if that was so strong that in the moment you just felt your righteousness, and you just felt like, Well, this happened to me one time. We were putting together some sort of a hypnotherapy presentation, and there was a little group of us hypnotherapists, and this one woman, I can't remember her name, but she just kept making these mean, judgmental comments to me, and I think to other people. And when I pulled her aside and I said, this is ouchy, this is hurting me. And she said, well, I'm in a bad mood and I have every right to be bitchy. And I was like, whoa, whoa. So I invite you to take that lesson from her. Don't be like that. Okay, you might have a reason to say things, but find the way to do it with kindness. All right. So, inevitably, you will hurt somebody's feelings. I will hurt somebody. I have hurt somebody's feelings. What do you do when somebody comes to you and says, that thing you said or did hurt me? What do? You start by saying, thank you. Thank you for having the courage to come and tell me. Thank you for being willing to clear that up between us. And then you listen to whatever it is they need to say. Even if they misunderstood you. Even if their intentions, even if your intentions were good, but this person's telling you it still hurt their feelings, you just listen. You just listen to whatever it is they need to say. Thich Nhat Hanh talks about there's a saint called Avalokiteshvara, who is a saint of, it's like Kuan Yin, the saint of compassion and listening to alleviate suffering. So what you're doing when you're listening is you are alleviating the suffering of this other person. Only when they feel like they have really said what they needed to say, and you have taken responsibility and said, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. You can say that too in the beginning when you said thank you. You can also say, I am sorry, and then you listen. Only when it feels like the person is complete in sharing whatever they need to, you can then say again, thank you so much for telling me. Thank you so much for having the courage to come to me. And only then can you say, here's what I really meant, or God, I was in a bad day, or having a bad day, or whatever it is that you are aware of in you that was at work making that come out of you. Only then And after that, silently, you say to yourself, thank you. Thank you for having the courage to make repair. Thank you for having the courage to take responsibility for that ripple you made. Thank you. I forgive you. To yourself. So that just all, I feel like it's just so inevitable that we're going to do it. And maybe you had a parent that was able to do that for you and teach you how to do it. I didn't. My parents got defensive. What do you mean? I didn't do it. And I'd say for at least the first half of my life, that's how I responded. Like, how dare you call me on something like that? But you can change that. You can make a shift right there in the moment where you realize, ooh, I said something mean. I pushed them out of the way or whatever I did. But if you didn't realize it, you can come back later and make amends. That's what that 9th step is all about. You can go, oh, wow. Even though they didn't come to you, you can go, oh, wow. I said that. I did that. I need to say, I'm sorry. And really from my heart. And then also you can be open when somebody lets you know. Sometimes you don't even know it. And they come and they give you this chance to be whole again. This chance to come back into alignment with your true spirit, with your God self, with your kind self. So, if you notice, like this woman who said she had the right to be bitchy, if you notice that you get into a pattern like that, and you notice, I tend to do that a lot. It's a PP, a persistent pattern. Then you get to do some transformational work on yourself. Then you get to, because you don't want to pee all over people. No, you don't want to do that. Nope, you don't. Nope. Then you go, oh, that's a pattern of mine. And then you get to work on yourself. So I'm going to have to do a part 2 because I have a whole other part here that I'm not going to have time for. But it's about how to give feedback in encouraging ways. And that's a powerful part of kindness as well. But I'm going to save that for another talk. And meanwhile, let me just see. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm going to see. Yeah, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, as this settles, I'm going to take you back into prayer. And this prayer is going to be, it's a poem that a friend of mine, she's the poet laureate of Benicia, wrote. So if you want to just get comfy and if you want to close your eyes, you don't have to, but if you want to. This is called Great Light Among Us. In the cold winters of grief, in the dark hours of fear, during the times when we merely endure, when hope sluggishly opens its dulled eyes to squint at incinerated towns and devastated lives, we long for a light to cut through the bleakness of oppression, the shadowlands of loss, the gloom of despair, the dusk of depression, the fog of loneliness. The prophet Isaiah spoke of a light that will shine when a great fire is made of all the implements of war, all the machinery of injustice, all the barbs of cruelty, all the frost of indifference. And its blaze will fill the skies with light as outlandishly brilliant as the aurora borealis, with warmth as sustaining and unquenchable as a child's trust or a parent's devotion. You who bring compassion, courage, and relentless commitment to bear on this planet and its peoples. You who bring acts of artistry and nurture to bear on the human condition in all its glory and particularity. You who give of love and friendship, kindness and care at whatever cost. You are the bearers of this light. You shine all wild and gorgeous. You are a gift. You glow with the northern lights and keep the flame alive. Ashe, aho, make it so. Let it be. All right. And as you come back into the presence here with everyone, know that this is a place where kindness lives, and you are one of the ones in whom it lives. And you can be that light of kindness all day. Thank you so much.